Okay, so before we start question 3, just a reminder to leave a thumbs up on the video. Consider subscribing to the channel if you are finding the content useful. Okay, so question 3 says consider the following geometric sequence. Okay, so they've given us 1024, 256 and then 64. So you can see it's decreasing at one hell of a rate, so therefore it must be geometric. Okay, so geometric means we have Tn equals to a r to the power of n minus 1. Okay, a is the first term, r is the common ratio, and n is the position in the sequence. Okay, so what they're asking us to find is find the 10th term of the sequence. That's 3.1.1. Okay, so it's only for 2 marks for the amount of work. Okay, so what we first have to do is find the common ratio. So you say second term divided by first term, so 256 divided by 1024. Okay, that should be equal to 64 divided by 256, and if you work that out you get 1 over 4. Okay, so now we have Tn. Tn equals to, okay, so A is 1024, R is 1 over 4 to the n minus 1, and they want T of 10, so they're looking for 1024, 1 over 4 to the power of 9. Okay, so if you work that out, you get a value of 1 over 256 for T10. Okay, so not too difficult there. Just remember that geometric deals with common ratio. Okay, now 3.1.2, they give you the funny summation symbol, and then they give you 256 times the bracket 4 to the power of 1 minus p, and then it's going from p equals to 0 to 8, and they'll ask you to calculate the following. Okay, so whenever you get something like this, my suggestion to you is write out the first few terms so you can see what you're dealing with. Okay, so when p equals 0, okay, what do we have? We have then, let's see, 1 minus 0 is 1, so 256 times 4, that gives you 1024. Okay, when p equals 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, so that becomes 1, so we then have 256. Aha, so what do we notice? We are producing the exact same sequence that was given in 311. Okay, so now what they're doing, they're asking you to sum from 0 to 8. So how many terms do we need to sum? Well, we need to include 0 all the way to 8. So that's a total of 9 terms. Okay, because you have to include 0. Therefore, we are looking for the sum to 9, okay, of this geometric sequence. So that is then given as the formula on your formula sheet, a 1 minus r to the n, okay, all over 1 minus r. Now, one thing you should notice immediately, because r equals 1 over 4, you know that this will converge at some point because it's between -1 and 1. Okay, anyway, just some additional information. Now if we sum this up, we're looking for s of 9 is going to equal to a, that's 1024, 1 minus 1 over 4, okay, to the power of 9, and then that's all over 1 minus 1 over 4. If you go and plug this into your calculator, you get a value of 1365.33. Okay, so you're just finding the sum of the first 9 terms, pretty much. Okay, now 3.2 is worth 5 marks. Okay, it's quite an interesting question. It says the first 2 terms in a geometric sequence are given as these 2 terms here. So geometric means common ratio. Now it says for which value of r will the sequence converge. If we're looking at convergence, we need to find an r value between -1 and 1. So we're going to solve what this r value needs to be. Okay, so this is an NB term for convergence. Okay, so what do we need to figure out? Well, it's geometric, so we need a common ratio between the first and the second term. Okay, so we have a cubic function, and then we have a polynomial with degree 2 there. So what we need to do is we need to factorize these. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to first factorize the cubic function and see if I get a relationship with this function over here. Okay, so how do I do this? I prefer the method of long division. It just works easier for me than trying to do anything else. Okay, so notice that every single term here is divisible by 3. Okay, so that is a key term. So you can check when t equals to 3, does the expression t cubed plus 9t squared plus 27t plus 27, does that equal to 0? If you plug in positive 3, you are going to realize that this term does not work. Okay, so positive 3 does not imply that, but when t equals to negative 3, we get that t cubed plus 9t squared plus 27t plus 27 does in fact equal to 0. So now we manipulate that, so we know that t plus 3 equals to 0 is one of my roots. Now we do long division. Okay, so what do we do? What do I mean by that? So t plus 3, and we are dividing t cubed plus 9t squared plus 27t plus 27. Okay, so please note you don't divide in with the 3, just the t. So t cubed divided by t is t squared. Okay, t squared times t. Then what we are doing is we are minusing off t squared times t. That gives you t cubed. Notice those two cancel out. And then t squared plus 3t is then going to be plus 3t squared. Okay, and then if I minus off over there, I get 0. 9t squared minus 3, that's plus 6t squared. Bring down everything else. So then we are left with plus 27t plus 27. Okay, now we go again. T goes into 6t squared. That's going to be plus 6t. Okay. Pardon me. And then we are going to repeat the same thing. So 6t times t minus, that's going to be plus 6t squared. Then 6t times 3t, so 6, 12, 18. So that's going to be plus 18t. We're then going to minus off. Okay, so you'll see that cancels out. That's 0 plus 27 minus 18 gives you, what's that, 9? Yes. So it's going to give you 9t and then plus 27. Aha. Okay, now we go again. T into 9t will be plus 9, then minus all of that. So then 9 times t gives you 9t. 9 times 3 gives you plus 27. So you see that everything cancels out, left with 0. So what am I left with there? I have the following ratio. Okay, I'm going to take out a negative from here. You'll see now why. So negative t squared plus 6t plus 9 is in a ratio with t plus 3. Okay, and then this here is t squared plus 6t plus 9. Where did I get this from? That's from what was left over after the long division, and that's all divided by 2. Okay, aha, so we should notice something here. That and that cancels out. So what are we left with? Negative 1 to ratio of t plus 3 over 2. So therefore it's a ratio of 1 to negative t plus 3 over 2. Okay, so that's my ratio. My ratio is negative t plus 3 over 2. So r, let me get another piece of paper. Okay, so r's value, we have that r equals negative t plus 3 all over 2. Now how do we know when convergence takes place? We know that r must be between 1 and negative 1. So that means we have negative 1, negative t plus 3 all over 2 and 1. Distribute the 2's to both sides, multiply out by 2, so negative 2 minus t minus 3. Okay, I just distributed the negative, then that becomes a 2. Then I'm going to take the negative 3 out. Okay, so I'm going to add 3 and I'm going to add 3 and add 3. So this becomes 1 minus t, and then that becomes 5. Now divide by negative, but what do you know about your inequality signs? They flip. So therefore we're going to have minus 1 t minus 5. So just to rewrite this, t needs to sit between minus 5 and minus 1 for this series to converge. Okay, and that's how we go about doing question 3. Okay, if you guys are finding the content helpful and you are enjoying the content, then please do leave a thumbs up on the video. It does help me out a lot. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. And remember, it's never too late to have an OIC moment.